Beauty. So, get my colors. Oh, God. Good old Castlevania Bloodlines. The world? Honestly, the levels all felt really good. They didn't have too much in terms of douchebaggery, but they still had some rooms with some interesting stuff in them. Like that room near the start, where it's a bunch of skulls that come up when you get close. Just getting through that's really neat. You still have time to hit both sides, but you gotta be ready for it. You gotta act quick. I don't know what's happening. And like the effects they used for some of the levels, just great. Leaning Tower of Pisa, while nowadays it can look a bit dated just because of how pixely it is, it's neat. A lot of the rooms in that were quite cool. So if anything, I think the fucking world is 10 out of goddamn 10. It might not be as challenging. You know, the placement of enemies might not be as rough, but it is still very cool. And that one room where the screen is split, ugh, gave me a headache. But God, was it neat. Very, very neat. Story. It's Castlevania. Like a 6.5 out of 10. Some dudes are gonna hunt a fucking vampire. There's a lady involved. I think my dude fucking had something to do with, like, avenging his wife or something, so I guess there's some good motivations going on there. You know what? Characters having motivations beyond just, like, you know, we're destined to do this. I quite like that. I don't know what, fucking John Morris's story is, Vampire Killer Boy. But I don't know, I like Eric's. Characters? Bro. 9 out of 10 on Eric. Give me Eric for every other Castlevania of that style. I love him. That spear is just... mwah. Superpower for it? Ooh. Love it. Speaking of which, gameplay. Another quality one. I mean, that's basically what the Belmonts do. Just like, yeah, the Belmonts are the ones who kill Dracula. Why? Who knows? God, I've had a pimple I'm trying to get rid of fucking ages and it hurts. Ugh. Yeah, no. The gameplay, very good. The whip, I think they gave the whip a good selection of moves. You don't really need, you know, the jumping downwards whip because you're gonna hit it anyways. And the upwards whip, while having very specific applications, is kind of just supplemented by the upwards forward whip. You got a Medusa head coming for you? Got a candle you want to hit? It's always useful. You've still got the downwards whip for things beneath you, so you can jump off a platform and be ready for stuff below you. Eric, the spear gameplay. Oh, amazing. Both of them having backwards hitboxes when they pull the weapon out. Very, very handy. Makes dealing with Fleaman a little better. And it kind of gets around the one limitation this game has that I think could be done away with, which is not being able to turn whilst crouched. Because really, that doesn't need to be there. You could have turning while crouched, and it'd play ultimately the same, but you wouldn't fuck over players as much. You know, players would take damage because they miss an attack or because they fuck up, not because the game just says, oh no, you just can't turn around. But at the same time, having those backwards hitboxes also can make that less annoying. And then the sub-weapons are all quite neat. The advanced spells, I don't even know how those work. Let's look into this. Castlevania Bloodlines. Sub-weapons. I almost wonder if the two characters use them differently. But... oh, here we go. Oh. Oh. My. I see. So there's normal attacks, which are level 1. Boomerang is thrown straight forward and comes back. The axe, same as always, and holy water, which you throw to the ground, but it's thrown a bit higher. Special attacks, you press up and then the sub-weapon button. So that was the special axes I was using. This consumes 4 jewels and results in 3 sub-weapons being released at the same time, in a pattern unique to the equipped sub-weapon and not found in any other game. This ability essentially replaces double and triple shots. Ah, okay. Boomerang, you throw 3 of them forwards. They circle on a common center that moves forward with the distance from the center varying, so that they converge twice and then are removed. Interesting. 3 axes thrown straight forwards at varying levels. The holy water is taken out of its vial and then sent towards the ground in front of the player. Interesting. Okay, so you get like a bunch of pillars of flame. Quite cool. Max, you're younger than me. Back in your day is still earlier or sooner than my day. And then level 3s are the really neat ones. Yeah, level 4 form, the Undulating Whip for Jonathan, or the Blazing Spear for Eric. And then you get either the Water Dragon for Eric, or for John, rather, or the Thunderbolt Spear, which, God, the Thunderbolt is fantastic. Yeah, that's super cool. I like that. Oh, and it downgrades if you have less than 8 jewels. That's what does it. I thought it was just a certain number of uses, but that makes sense. Okay. Neat. No, but see... Yeah, Max, you had to go all the way through because there wasn't, like, different paths to go. What the fuck did you post? Theater size home color television. And apparently there's also a spell book that you can find that gives you either the 3rd coat of arms or 20 jewels. I don't recall picking any of those up. But yeah, no. So the gameplay in this, outside of just being able to turn around while crouched, I think is nearly perfect. It's plenty of fun. There's still a lot of the challenge. You know, there's some boss fights that are a cunt, there's some areas that can be a cunt. Some of the enemy design, some of the enemy placement. Those fucking chandeliers. Very good. I think this is close to, I think, peak Castlevania of this style. And that's also just because I hate the more challenging ones. Not for me. Music-wise, I think music's pretty good. I think it's not quite as good as Rondo of Bloods, or maybe some of the NES ones. And I don't remember what I gave Rondo of Blood on music, so I'm gonna say an 8 out of 10? I think I gave Rondo 8.5. Music's not as good as Rondo, let's say that. Lengthwise, actually pretty good. I don't know how long it took me, maybe like 2.5 hours or so. Max is sending me porn. Okay. Thank you, Max. But yeah, no, game's a decent length. You got 2 playable characters, so you can try it out with each. You got 3 difficulties, so if you want to go for a very challenging... I mean, Max, if she cleaned her ass, sure. Like, if she's fresh out the shower, and then she's slapping the pizza on her ass, sure. Why not? Think about it this way. If it's a situation in which the ass is edible, that pizza is edible. It's that simple. You don't need any more information than that. Back to length of a Castlevania game, that thing that I'm talking about, and not porn with pizza on an ass. I think the game has enough replayability, and the game is a good enough length on a single playthrough to where it's got a good length. Solid 9 out of 10 on the length. I like it. It's good. It's got... I think Rondo of Blood has a lot of stages, but they're not very long stages. Which helps with the pacing, kind of, because you keep things moving along and you keep things fresh, but it's a question of if those stages are difficult enough, it's going to be a bit of a slog. I think this game only having 6 stages, but having, you know, some mini-bosses along the way, having those final bosses of each stages, having different ideas for each stage, and having unique gameplay for each of them, I think that helps out a lot with the length, and makes it work out quite well. I think that helps a lot with the length and the pacing. I'm saying the word pacing like Castlevania games have pacing, and they're not just, go forwards, hit things, fuck them up. But yeah, it's a good light, I like it. Jank, I feel like there was one bit of jank, but I don't remember it. I don't recall the jank. I feel that it was there any out of 10. I don't quite know. Oh, nice. Let me do some investigating. Yeah, it's a Pizza Hut, I think. It says Hut on the box. Why does it kind of look like she's makeup to her vagina? Weird. DLC? Fucking... Old school Sega out of 10. It doesn't exist. Fuck off. We're not there yet. In fact, I think the only Castlevania game with DLC is either 64 game, because that had an entire fucking separate release, more content and a different story, or the Lords of Shadow. Yeah. First one of which had a standalone expansion. And the second one, I think, has DLC. Yeah, okay. Man, Bloodlines. Very solid game. I think I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10, because I think I rated others that I like around as much, similarly. And, like, I still don't think Castlevania... Like, I think if you took Castlevania 2 and you just updated it, changed nothing about it, just made it, like, better visuals, reorchestrated the music, maybe 1 or 2 changes, but either way, add, like, a map. I think that could be a perfect game. I think I'd like that enough for it to be perfect. Or at least a 9.5. Yeah, Bloodlines. Surprisingly good. I was considering skipping it because I was like, I just want to get to Symphony of the Night. I don't really care about, you know, it's a Sega one. They didn't really use any of the stuff in it later on. No, that's good. Good one. That is quite good. Had a lot of fun with it. Spammed a lot of save states. At the same time, fuck old games. I'm gonna play them how I want to play them. Even if the official collection didn't have them, I'd still just use an emulator and do it that way. Still have save states. Because the entire game can fit into my fucking RAM 97 times over. Yeah. But either way, that'll be it for me for today. So thank you to everyone who stopped by. Thank you, Wuz and Nick, if you were still here, for continuing to waste money on me. Strange decision. By the way, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you once again, and have a good one. Bye-bye.